And this moved around, so let's. Okay, joke. Okay, get turned around so I don't have to look at all my makeup stuff. Hello, welcome to Allie's Advocacy for TBI Survivors. As you know, these are for disability issues, legislation, advocacy, and I show you how to draft legislation on various topics and everything. And today is going to be the same thing as last Friday. It's going to be a continuous one for the next several Fridays. I don't know how long it's going to be. We are going to focus on drafting legislation to help emergency management, citizen emergency response team, and this is going to be fun because I'm going to need help drafting this up because I want it to be something that helps both tribal and non-tribal. And the reason for that being is my husband is full-blooded Native, and I've come to know many in the tribal government and become really good friends, and they are wonderful people. Okay, I'm not going to type what I put in last week. Okay, what I went over last week, I will read. The bill is basically, it's called Help a Neighbor Out. It's something that could easily be tied in with the Good Samaritan law. This is to help the introduction of the bill. This is to help with bringing awareness of trainings how to and letting the fellow common person know it is okay to aid if you have the adequate training. Then providing them with the knowledge of what to do in those situations. And the reason it's only 2 sentences, when you do introduction, does not need to be very long. It just needs to be short and sweet. Okay, next. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives in general court convened. Section 1. An act establishing the Help a Neighbor Out law. Or we can rename it something better. Or if you feel like it needs to be something else. 1. The legislature finds that a Good Samaritan law protects people from legal repercussions when they believe another person is injured and decide to help them out. B. Disability emergency management training. I have not put anything underneath that yet because I've not remembered. It's not necessarily that I've remembered to email the states with disability emergency management training. I've had a lot of things going on and everything. And a lot of the stuff I've been doing is related to this and everything that I've been networking with and stuff. But the traits with disability emergency management training that I plan on contacting are Alaska, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Montana, New Hampshire, New York, North Dakota, and Oregon. Okay, now we're going to get to where I'm going to type. And I have no clue what I want to put underneath. So I'm not going to read. It's going to be like short and sweet today, and I'm just going, more or less, I'm just going to be putting what I've written and just going to be talking about what we could put. Because I have no clue what we could really write, because I've not really looked at any, like, things that have been drafted or that's actually put in place. I need to go do that later on this next week and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, C is going to be citizen, emergency, response, error, team or training. I think it's team. You think I'd remember when I was part of it one time, I think. Been a while. E. Yeah, got that wrong. Needs to be a period. Needs to be a period. A comma. Emergency management. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'll go into details after I get all this typed in. Okay, 2. Rural communities. People seem to forget about us. I don't live in a rural community anymore. Still are nowhere close to rural. I grew up in Wellston. That is rural. Don't know what you could put under rural communities, but I think you could put something. Okay, 3. You could probably separate clinics and small hospitals, but I'm going to just put them together for a moment. Clinics dash small hospitals. I'm just putting them together for some of my little poor headaches I don't want to deal with. Section 2. The following terms are going to be defined as follows. Okay, and I don't know what all we want to put in there. Okay, now let's go start with Citizen Emergency Response Team. Because, okay, first Citizen Emergency Response Team. Ew. I'm going to have to talk with some people I knew or whatever. Because I don't know if it's exactly the same or how it works with both tribal, non-tribal, like if tribal governments do the same or exactly how it goes and everything. If they could just like work together or if it needs to be separate, be nice, but it just kind of work together. But sometimes it needs to be separate. Be nice if you could just do citizen, like citizen emergency response team and emergency management. You could work together, like not necessarily if you couldn't do it for everything, you could find some situations to where you could work together and create scenarios for situations. Um, the situations I'm thinking of is maybe whether it be, um, let's see here. what about tribal members who don't live on the reservation, and then non-tribal members who do, or well, could probably work both ways. Tribal members who live off the reservation, and then non-tribal members who technically live on what is tribal land. Like if you live in um, what is technically classified as up in um, what is, even though I'm gonna have to talk to my husband who's full blood native, see how that would work. Ugh, I think we've talked about that time or two, but I forgot it. There's things I wish I remembered from our conversations. Okay, and then because and then you got emergency management, um, and like emergency management, that would be like the police force, fire departments, ambulance, um, yeah, first responders. Please say I'm not leaving anybody out. Um, you know, all those, they're trained and stuff. You know, those in the medical field that work in the hospital and stuff. Because they have like there's certain hospitals that um, natives go to, because there's certain hospitals. Even though yes, my husband will go to um, oh, there's a certain hospital my husband will go to that's non-tribal, but if there's um, certain situations or whatever, my husband will only go to a tribal hospital, and that's like far away from Stillwater. So there's got to be ways we got to find to work together and everything, because it's a long distance away for some people who don't live near like tribal hospitals, like tribal hospitals, tribal clinics. You gotta, it's trying to find a way to help them out. So, it's, oh my gosh, I can't, oh, I feel for them. And then we have our rural communities. That I grew up in a rural community and couldn't wait to get out of it, but I'm very proud to have grown up in a small town. And um, yeah, when my husband and I are able to, um, when we are able to, we're going to eventually move back to a rural community to raise a family and everything. Eventually, in a couple of years. Right, once we, yeah, down the road. Um, but rural communities, some are able to have um, 911. They're able to have police, um, fire, fires, ambulance. Then there's some that don't have any of those. The firefighters, some get paid, then some they're just volunteers. Um, Darn it, I should ask my Uncle Gary, who used to be fire chief, about that stuff. Darn, darn. Anyways, there's um, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but there's some that don't have any of that stuff, so it's really impossible. So it's, and then you got the clinics and small hospitals, and so that's going to be number three. And and I don't know what to put for the rural communities. I'm just talking about what rural communities because I grew up in one, and um, there was no clinics. There's definitely no small hospitals in Wellston or no clinics. If we wanted to go to a clinic, we went to Chandler, which was east of us. If we wanted to go to a hospital, if there was a hospital, we went to Edmond or Edmond, which was west of us, or we went to Shawnee, which was south of us. So that's what we did, or what that's generally what some of us would do and everything growing up. So those are some examples, and that's what I've gotten. And I'm going to be contacting some people on this since I've gotten just this little bit much. And there's like not really a lot, but I'm going to be concentrating on this bill for a long period of time and probably won't finish it till in January, probably sometime in February, um, just to be something to give, show what can be done to help emergency management and citizen emergency response team and everything, because that's what I used to be part of and stuff. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas since it's coming up on Monday, and a happy new year. And I hope God blesses your new year.